Example 28. Negative 2x minus 10 is less than or equal to negative 12. So I know my whole goal in this problem is to get the x by itself. So I've got to move everything away from the x, which means I've got to move everything to the other side of the inequality sign. So I'm going to draw my line so I know I have to move everything to the other side of the line. First thing I want to do is get rid of the constant, the plain old number, the number that is not attached to the letter. So I have to get rid of the negative 10. By getting rid of it, I mean make it add up to 0 so it'll go away. So I have to do the opposite. So instead of minus 10, I'm going to add 10. And whatever I do to one side, I have to do to the other side of the line. Those cancel out, they add up to 0. So I have negative 2x is less than or equal to negative 12 plus 10 is negative 2. Now, I still have to get the x by itself, so I have to get rid of that negative 2. I know the negative 2 is attached to the x, which means it's multiplication. To undo multiplication, I have to do the opposite, which is division. So I'm going to divide by negative 2. Whatever I do to one side, I have to do to the other. So negative 2 divided by negative 2, that cancels out and gives me x. Now, I have to decide the one thing that's different is my inequality sign. If I divide by a negative number, I have to flip the inequality. So I'm looking at that bottom number. Because negative 2 divided by negative 2, I divided by a negative number. The bottom number is negative, so I have to flip my inequality sign, and I know negative 2 divided by negative 2 is 1.